Hey, you're here with Sean Brooks, aka the real estate guy. And I don't know if you guys heard, but some of you might have heard this article that came out, this story, expose, whatever you want to call it, about the nation's largest credit union rejected more than half of its black conventional mortgage applicants. All right. All right. I know that this headline screams discrimination off the top when you first read this headline. And it was designed to catch your attention, caught my attention. Some of the biggest influencers out there, financial influencers, they don't want to touch this. They don't want to dive deeper into this whole story, right? They don't want to, you know, dive deeper into maybe the reason why half of the applicants were rejected. But what I want each and every one of you guys to do is read this story because there's more to it. Yes, this gentleman, if you play the video, it sounds like he was discriminated upon, right? But this is all part of the story to make it kind of like stick. Um, but the way they wrote this story is another part to this. And I know that around 2018, the numbers were not 48% of black applicants were um, approved and the rest was rejected. Navy Federal, during the pandemic, if you do a search, and I'll show you a little at the end. So you want to watch this whole video, you want to comment, you want to share, you want to like it, you want to do all those things. I would like for a lot of people to see this video. All right. So um talks about a black business owner down in Texas. Right. Now, here is some data that they're showing um, in 2022. 77% of whites, 69% of Asians, Native Americans is even above black people, 56% was Latino. We're coming in last for some odd reason. All right. Um, then it said the gap in approval rates between black and white applicants at Navy Federal and other large mortgage lenders in 2022. So if you look, I mean, we pulling last at everybody, right? That's a story. That's a major story because what is that saying? That's saying lending and the banking system is still not friendly towards black people. All right, but what I want you to do, I'm gonna find the section. I'm not gonna read all this. I'm gonna find the section because I read it already, but I'm gonna find the section where it kind of shows you another part of this story. And some people may not like what I'm about to say, right? But it does have a factor in this situation. During the pandemic, if you type in Google Navy Federal Credit Union or Navy Federal hack or Navy Federal play, um, get the bag, something like that, right? You're gonna see all these videos popping up. These yahoos, I'm gonna call them yahoos, right? These are people that don't have a financial background. They don't even have credentials to prove that what they're talking about is accurate. And on many of the videos, because I watched a few, some of these individuals flat out committing fraud, bank fraud, when you lie on an application. Like one video I said, just tell them you make 150,000. Man, I can't make this stuff up. And it happened during when they were giving away that money. So a lot of stuff was happening. Now, what they don't talk about in those videos is how many people are being arrested. And they are being arrested, right? Because the banks, they seen those videos. They were aware of those videos. And I kept saying, like, oh, they think the bank ain't gonna be aware. The bank is aware. And the bank has done investigations on several folks. And a few of those folks were arrested. But they don't talk about that in their video because it's a hustle for the individual that's talking that because they're going to make money off of telling you to do that. And we can help you do that. All right, so look, Navy Federal Credit loans, 2018 to 2022. All right, so look, the gap in 2018, it was 11.3%. Now, this is before many people knew about Navy Federal. I knew about Navy Federal because the military, and many people in my family were in the military. The military banked with that bank. They did business with Navy Federal. As a son of a veteran, I could bank at Navy Federal. That's the way the rules were set up. And then all of a sudden, 2019, maybe the bank relinquished some of the requirements because of the conditions. I don't know. But all of a sudden, you start popping up and people was getting Navy Federal. They would share their Navy Federal with other people so then they could get it. It's a great credit union. Many credit unions are great. But look at the gap. This was the gap in 2018. That's a more average type of gap, something that might be more tolerable. And then look at the gap in 2022. It increased, right? To 48%, 48.5 to be exact. Why did that happen during this period? Why did the gap start to happen? Just look, 2019. Why did the gap start to happen in 2019? Right? Why did that happen? You see what I'm saying? 78%, right? And then all of a sudden it started to go down, right? So it was decreasing more and more. All right. Now, I'm not going to say the banking industry is clean. It's no crimes there, no sins, because it has always been sins in the banking industry. It hasn't been fair towards Afro Americans. But what I want you to understand is it's more to this story, and I'm gonna show you how it's more to this story. Uh, some of it I can't deny is most likely accurate. Some of it is a reason why the banks are rejecting some people. Could it be that they lied on the application? Because this stuff was actually out there, and I seen it because of what I do for a living. So let me do this. I'm gonna bring up. All right, I got another screen up by a guy that I follow. He may be known to some of you guys and may not be known to others, but a guy named Jason Horton on Thornton. Um, he's a financial advisor, and he did a uh, kind of story on this the other day. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to what he was saying, and I want to show you. Like I watched these videos live when they were first brought up. All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm muting it right now. This was just Navy Federal response. All right, so we're gonna unmute, and I want you to listen.
mortgage data model does not account for major criteria required by any financial institution to approve a mortgage loan. As a not-for-profit, member-centric membership organization, we are focused on expanding awareness and access to home ownership across the country. We are proud of the fact that we provide a higher percentage of mortgage loans to Black applicants than the vast majority of the top 50 mortgage originators nationwide. It's one of our most read stories on News4JAX.
Now I want to explain to you guys why I was so shocked. You have to understand, Navy Federal Credit Union has been the bank of choice for all the online Black finance influencers. I mean, it has been the go-to bank for online hustlers. I mean, you would believe that simply getting a membership with Navy Federal would turn you from ashy to classy. It would take you from paycheck to paycheck to flying in a private jet. I'm telling you, if you would, after the show, just type into Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Navy Federal Play, Navy Federal Hack. You will be amazed by the many, many content creators who decided that they're going to give you the sauce. They're going to teach you how to go from absolutely nothing. And with this magical membership with Navy Federal Credit Union, you can get everything you ever dreamed of. I want to show you something. Let me show you this.
We're told that success
without. All right, but he's going to show you as many of the things that I've seen out there, and I don't know. I laugh at it because, you know, I have a relative that was in financing, you know, in charge of a credit union, and some of the things that was being said on these videos are just utterly false. I've been in this mortgage, real estate, you know, process business for well over 20 years now. So I know what's real and I know what's fake. But let's just let this entertain you.
Actually being in the Army or Navy? Did you know you could get inside Navy Federal without actually being in the Army or Navy? Say that your grandfather was in the Army even though that they wasn't.
Execute the play, man. We at Navy Federal right now, man. We're going to execute the play. We don't got no excuses. We're going to run the play. It's snowing right now.
Anybody with a Navy Federal, get at me ASAP, man. Anybody with a Navy Federal, get at me ASAP, man. I repeat, you got a Navy Federal, get your ass in my DM right now. Don't get in my DM asking me 1,000 questions, though. This only if you want money. I ain't talking about y'all older women who talking about, ask me 20,000 questions. It's okay to be concerned about what's going on, but you ain't gonna ask me, goddamn. You ain't gonna turn to a detector on me. Navy Federal going. Oh, yeah, I got to show y'all the little teens and the five first. Let y'all see the teens and the five first. You know, and Navy Federal going, though, man. Man, you got Navy Federal, tap your ass in, man. Anybody with a Navy Federal, get in my DM right motherfucker now. What you waiting for? I made a band in my own. I'll make another band before I go to sleep. And I probably make another band in the middle of my sleep. You never know what the fuck going on. You got Navy Federal, tap the fuck in, boy.
All right. So excuse me for the language, right? But 1 out of 3, would you listen to any of those jokesters? You got one and he got a shirt on. The other one, I'm not getting the talk. He doesn't seem like he's seasoned enough to know anything about financing. And that last one just spreading around the money to get you to believe and to buy in. That'd be the last person I listen to.
All right, so you have to understand how shocked I was yesterday when I saw that the Black community has turned its back on Navy Federal, or Navy Federal has turned its back on the Black community. I couldn't understand. It was all good just a week ago. Everyone who was Richie Witch, Swaggy Swag, online influencer, sold a course online about how you can fix your credit. They said Navy Federal was the play.
Now, let me talk about credit unions. The reason why they targeted credit unions is because the rules, the requirements are different. They're a little bit more lax. They're geared, excuse me, they're geared to give out money. But the dangerous part is these actions can actually bring down a financial institution if you're not funding legitimate borrowers. You don't get on the application and lie. Right there, you're part of a conspiracy because you're committing fraud. So let me see if I can fast forward the video, because this is the fraud segment, right? On a platform that many of us have gotten to know, or you may be aware of it. But I'm going to say something first. EYL is not a financial company. It's not a financial, truthfully, platform. When you look up the company, it's a media company, and they're just doing interviews of people in business and finance. So the dangerous part is people view it as like a CNN, like a financial show, when the host, they don't have a financial background. One was a school teacher, the other one, he was a financial advisor, but it seemed like he had to allow stuff to go on the platform that he knows is fraudulent. I don't know, but for him to be a financial advisor, seemed like he would know better.
The question you should be asking is, where did they learn this? Where did all of these Negroes learn that Navy Federal was the place to be? How did they learn how to become a member? How did they learn how to get high level credit? How did they learn all of this? Well, I have a video. Let's check it out.
All right, before I play this video that he's going to share, I saw this video live, and I was like, no. It's dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Got going on, man. $1 million worth of game interview was amazing.
Fire.
Our interview obviously was amazing. Sleepers for Suckers interview was amazing. So let's do it. So let's first and foremost welcome everybody out there in University of EYL University, welcome, and everybody on YouTube, welcome. So the people that's on YouTube, we're just going to give you a quick rundown of how this works.
Mm-hmm.
So EYL University is a platform that we started over a year ago, and it's an extension of the podcast. It's pretty much like on steroids for people that want like more hands-on experience and actually, get to actually, ask questions, and it's a community. So once a month, we do what was called open enrollment. And we kind of give you a sneak peek. We like to show our work, as Trap would say. We like to show our work to the public. So
don't sell itself.
Yeah, we give you an open house, and you can check it out.
With Navy Federal, a lot of times they tell us that you can't get a Navy Federal unless you're a member of the armed services or you come from your father was, right?
All right, I just got to pause it so I can keep you guys up to date and follow. So this gentleman, let me give you his background. Marcus Barney, which he goes by on the internet, him 500. All right. So him 500 is a financial strategist. And I know some of you never heard of that before. I never heard of it. It's something that he made up. Let me give you a background. He was arrested in his younger days for pretty much fraud. Cleaned himself up. He used to be in a company called YTB. It was a network marketing company, or as most people know it, a pyramid scheme. He struggled in that company, but he learned a lot of the tactics, the way you present stuff, how to get people to buy in, stuff like that. So he created this thing, and I don't know if you can see it. Recession Proof is a course. Every one of these guys have a course. But what I notice is their courses are never free. Like, I don't know. I'm maybe more cautious or different, and I don't trust a lot of people. I just don't think that, if you're gonna do a course, I need to know about your background more. I need to know that you are the authority, because the internet has created an environment that anybody can be anybody. So let's listen to what he got to say.
Let me explain something, and do this now, because putting it on Earn Your Leisure and the videos get 100, 200,000 views. Y'all got to act now. So everybody that's watching live, y'all got about a 24-hour window, 72 hours before we might, ruin this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, but the backdoor method to get in Navy Federal is this. You can literally call Navy Federal and tell them, hey, listen, my grandfather was in the military. He passed away. I don't have any of his information. They'll come back, boom, boom, boom. And when they come back, what they'll do is actually let you in. Boom, now you're in. You don't need anybody's references. You don't need to be in the military. That's the backdoor method. Now, what Navy Federal is infamous for giving, $15,000 to $25,000 in credit cards, right? You can go with the Go Rewards card, $15,000 to $25,000. And then I know we're gonna take some Q&A that's gonna get me deeper into some more topics.
So I came in when you was kind of talking about Navy Federal and Fidelity and stuff like that. So what is it that I should do to go and get like a credit limit that's up there? Because I need to.
And so when you go in and get it, is that Navy Federal, you're gonna call in and say, hey, listen, I was in the military. My grandfather was in the military and he's not, with us anymore. Unfortunately, he passed away. And I don't have any of his information. They'll grant you access. You're gonna go for the rewards Visa card. Okay. Mm-hmm. Go for the reward Visa cards. You want to put your income, when you do it, put your income at 150,000, right? And you either pay 2,000 or zero a monthly on living expenses.
All right. So here's where is that a crime? You just lied, right? And you're telling people to lie, right? So would you think that Navy Federal would have saw a rash of people coming through on their application at 150, with less than $2,000 living expenses? And the reason why that doesn't make sense, if you're making 150 a year, your expenses is higher than $2,000. I mean, that's just facts for most people. It's going to be higher than 2,000. Number one, wherever you're living at, you're not most likely living in a place where the rent is $1,200. And just look at that. At $1,200, you're there. Average car note price $600, so that's 18. But let's say your rent or your mortgage is $2,000 from the beginning, 26. You have a little bit of other debt, maybe. You're probably looking at like $3,500, $3,000, somewhere around there for living expenses. But the criminal mind is thinking about how to get over on the system, right? And I'm not saying the system is perfect. I'm never saying that. But this is where this stuff came from. All right. Now I'm going to show you something else here so you get a bigger picture. All right. So what I have on my screen is this. If you go into Google and you type in here, Navy Federal play or Navy Federal hack, right? You're going to find all these different videos that pop up, right? And it's talking about how to hack the system. They're going to talk about how to get credit cards, get credit limits, This is a new one that just came out 2 days ago. It's going to talk about how to get car loans and et cetera and et cetera. And a part of this is this: when these memberships went up, people ran to play. It was like a full court play. It was the credit card, it was car loan, and it was getting properties, right? Many of the videos that you see, it's not going to be about getting a mortgage. It's going to be about credit cards, building up your credit to get that credit score up. But on longer videos and platforms where they sent you over to then get into their program, they talked about the mortgage side. So the question in this whole entire article, because as you see, they showed in 2018 that the gap was much lower. It was a gap of 11%, 11.3. But now it's 77% Caucasians that's getting approved, 48% of Afro-Americans. But as you see, and maybe this is the algorithm fooling us, but when we talking about these Navy hacks, the majority of the people that you're seeing is Black people. Majority of these people that you're seeing is younger Black people, to be exact, right? So the problem with YouTube, the problem with Instagram, the problem with Facebook is that anybody with a camera can make a video. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean the information is accurate. Doesn't mean any of that, right? But over the last maybe 3 to 4 years, you've seen a rise. You've seen a rise in this type of behavior. Let me see if I can find something, because see what they didn't talk about. I saw an article, or I saw a video from Navy Federal with how they contact authorities when people are lying on their applications. Let me see if I can find it. Because bank fraud is robbing the bank without a gun. I mean, that's what it is. All right, this one's more recently. And you may not see all these, but just look. See, they impersonated people to defraud the bank. But there's many cases where maybe out of that 48% that was approved, the other 52, they saw criminal activity. And I'll show you another segment in a second where, see, this is 2023. This is 2023, right? DOJ, right? This is 2023. As you see, these are more recently, November 2023, right? Mastermind behind this, March. I mean, this is happening, right? But they're not promoting it as much on the news. But people are being arrested because they're following these videos and they're doing this stuff, and they're not realizing that they're committing. They may not be realizing. Some may realize, but some may not realize that you're committing fraud. But as you see, you can just do these searches yourself, and you're gonna find now you're gonna play that one. So be careful who you get information from. You want to make sure the information is valid, because as you see, this is like out there. It's definitely out there. So be careful with videos and who's the authority, because not everybody that's on here is a correct influencer. They're accurate with their information, so you have to be careful. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. Share that with your family, your friends, anyone that you think that this may be useful. If you want to reach out to me and give me a call, call me. Navy Federal is I would probably say just as equal to all the rest, and the banking system is not totally fair towards Afro Americans. But I think with this article, you have to dive a little deeper, just a little bit deeper, because they even put it in the story. All right. So if you want to talk about this, chat it up on my channel. All right. Take care.